So let's talk about the people strategy, okay? Because people is really key. In my estimation, most of the work that we do at the center is working with dentists that are level 1 and level 2 and attempting to move them to build more of a level 3 environment, high level 2 to level 3. Now, some of them become hybrids, some level 3 to level 2. But you can't really build a level 3 until you have all the systems and the structures in place to build a level 3. You don't get there. In other words, you got to build the bridge before you can walk across it. But in my world that I think about when I think about people, and you'll see this, people are the single most powerful element. People have the values, people have the purpose, people have the standards, people have the skills, people have the capabilities. We're working on people, right? People have the motivation. So people are huge, okay? So there's 7 questions that every staff member asks. And they may not ask these questions to you directly, but they're thinking about them. And these 7 questions are, why am I here? What's the purpose? What's our purpose? Okay? Which is an obvious leadership question, isn't it? What's the purpose? What are we doing here? What's going on? Where are we going, right? Where are we headed? Okay? People want to know. They're dying to have somebody tell them where to go. I can tell you from interviewing thousands of staff members, they want to know where they're going. They're just looking for somebody to guide them. Step up, take your place, and tell them. You don't have to bring an office manager in to tell them. They want to hear it from you. How do things work? How do they work around here? Well, that's the systems. That's AT&T said the system is the solution. The systems. Okay? What do you expect of me? What am I supposed to do? What are my responsibilities? What are you holding me accountable for? I think that could go both ways. You know, what are the expectations here? What are the responsibilities? They want to know. Okay? Where do I go for help? I mean, who's going to help me? If I have a question, you know, if I have a problem, who's going to coach me? Who's going to train me? Who's going to support me? I think the restaurants do a lot better job than we do. Training a new waitress, they're watching, you know, finally they turn them loose after a week or two. How am I doing? Okay. You know, feedback. Feedback doesn't necessarily, by feedback, I'm not necessarily talking about sitting down with people and doing reviews. I'm talking about if somebody does something well, tell them, compliment them. But most people are trying to find what's wrong with people, right, rather than what's right with people. It really doesn't help to find out what is everything wrong with somebody. It really helps to find out what they're doing right, right, and really compliment them and aid them and build on that, okay? And what's in it for me? If I work here, what's in it for me? What kind of rewards can I expect? We used to say in Scottsdale, when I first moved here 32 years ago, we used to say that half of your wages are in Sunshine, because this was a very low pay area. Okay? It goes in half when you go up to Prescott. I don't know if you know that or not, but it just goes in half when you move up to Prescott. But it, you know, so, but you know, part of why we're here is to be here, right? Right, Tim? Part of why we're here is to live here, right? But part of, there are more rewards to, you have to think about what kind of rewards, intrinsic and extrinsic, are you willing to offer? So what we say is this: the right people in the right roles with the right attitude. Now, attitude is everything. Attitude is values, is your worldview, it's how you feel about people, it's how you feel about your life, it's how you feel about what you're doing. I mean, attitude is really a big, big chunk, okay? It entails that emotional piece, everything, okay? The right structure, the right fit. I mean, do they have the right fit? I mean, some people just don't, they're great people, they just don't fit, right? They fit maybe in a level 2 or a level 3 or a level 1, you know, whatever. Different people fit in different environments, okay? Now, the vital few great people are 16 times more productive than average. 16 times more productive. I know when we move a dentist from a level 2 to a level 3 practice that has training, their individual production triples and many times quadruples. Doubles, triples, quadruples. Okay? It's amazing. Okay? It is absolutely amazing. 20% of people get 80% of results. These are 20% of your people. 20% of the people you work with. Well, what if all of your people that you work with were exceptional? Not average, not mediocre. Think about it. Right? We think about that when we talk about staff members and team members. I'm blessed. I work with exceptional people. I don't have anybody that I work with that's in this room that I don't consider exceptional. And they're right here in this room. All of them are exceptional. And I'm not saying that because they're here. I say it when I'm not with them. They are exceptional people. That's why we can do more with less. Because if you have average people, you're going to do less with more. It's going to take you more to do less. Okay? Average people produce average results, never anything better. Okay? Just because it's 80-20, now pay attention to this, just because the 80-20 is a principle doesn't mean you have to hire the 80%. Do you get it? You know, you can't be exceptional with average people. You cannot have a level 3 practice with average people. You can't be an average dentist. You can't have an average people. You can't have average training. You can't have average anything. That's why there is so much room at the top. Because there's absolutely so much mediocrity in dentistry. It is amazing. Why is there so much media? Because the public doesn't know until something really goes the matter with them. I bet that lady that you sent to me, that 74-year-old lady, remember? Mm-hmm. Hard to believe, isn't it? Yeah. Great people produce outstanding results. Please do not, you cannot get mediocre people to produce outstanding results. Have we all tried to do that? I've got my hand up here. Huh? Hire great people. The biggest difference between an average practice and a great practice is the motivation of its people. Now, here's what Holly Atkinson would say, the Deming expert, and I'll see it later. Good people with lousy systems, you're still going to get poor results. You need good people and good systems, and you'll produce really great outcomes. Good people, good structure. But we need people that are engaged. But see, they're not going to get engaged if you're not doing it. If the practice is all about you, or if it's all about me, they're not going to get very inspired about that. I don't think there's anybody in the room that's inspired about me getting wealthy. I'm serious. I mean, I don't think a staff member has ever worked with me and say, you know what, I'm really inspired by helping you make a lot of money. Think about it. People get inspired by doing worthwhile things. That's why level 3 type practice demands outstanding people. So the fundamental substance of an organization is the energy of its people. Okay? The energy of its people. If you pay people for click, that doesn't create energy. You pay people for doing something. Oh, you collected this, we're going to give you a little bump. You think that really engages people? And then pretty soon, the practice is all about what? It's all about them. Before it was just about you, now it's all about them. Now you're really screwed. Now you're wondering why you're really not performing. Follow me? You're wondering, it's like you're running around the office beating everybody with a stick, trying to get them to do what they would do if they were already engaged and inspired. Okay? So this is Holly Atkinson, who was a Deming expert. Unfortunately, he died a few years ago. Brilliant guy. Brilliant guy. Good people with sound structure and systems will produce not good results, they'll produce outstanding results. You got to work on both. Huh? So people become more and more important as you move from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. I'm always reminded, we had breakfast out in Carefree one time, and there's a Walgreens right next door to there. And Lynn and I occasionally go into that Walgreens just to meet this grumpy old lady. And she sits in a chair and you go through Walgreens and it's all about when am I going to get off and I'm tired and she just come to work and she's tired and worn out. Have you ever seen that lady? It's really, it's worth a kick. Because see, Walgreens can get away with that because it's a transaction business. You know, you can go to McDonald's and they could punch a burger in there and nobody even has to talk to you and say hello to you because it's all about transactions, right? You need a little bit more of a relationship if you want to manipulate somebody into buying some crowns or something, okay? So, here we are at the end of these three, okay? So we got 3 pieces, okay? We got a few more to go. We got a lot of work ahead of us.